Hi, welcome to Art You Crazy, the podcast that flips the script on the struggling artist paradigm.
We're your hosts, Tessie
and Erin Elizabeth Reed.
Two artistic multi-hyphenates who believe that every person is creative.
And every creative should pursue their passions. Each episode,
we shine a light on our and others' creative journeys along the pathway to personal success.
If living a life of creative purpose sounds daring, then yeah, you could call us crazy.
We embrace it.
And we want to know, aren't you crazy too? No, seriously.
'Cause we are. Hi, welcome to Art You Crazy. We are bringing you some episodes back from the
archives, straight from our vaults. It's a special episode for you. This episode is just for fun, where we got to reply to an email from one of our fellow artists, Shawn Sebastian Naar, who asked us about some of our personal artistic inspirations.
Shawn, are you listening to the episode, right? I hope you are.
Oh my God, we're back again. Brothers, sisters, everybody say. We're gonna bring the flavor. The flavor. Our friend Shawn Sebastian Naar sent us an email asking us of actors, TV shows, films, and theater plays that align with our taste.
And so we are dedicating this episode to answering Shawn's question.
But first, drums, please. What is Shawn's answer to this particular question?
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. So Shawn says, actors, Denzel Washington, Cate Blanchett, Cary Grant, and Angela Bassett.
Very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that for sure.
All amazing actors. Film, he says Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2, Phantom Thread, and He Got Game.
Okay.
He got game. He got the game. And TV shows, Succession.
Which evil character are you, Shawn?
Atlanta and Love Island. Ooh. And then for theater plays or stage plays, Shawn says Top Dog, Underdog.
Such a good play.
Really good play. The Bald Soprano.
That's so funny.
And Richard III. So what about you, Erin? What are your responses?
Oh, gosh.
And why?
Okay, so actors who embody my taste. This is difficult because I admire so many great actors. But when I had to think about who do I think embodies me, I came up with a pretty weird list. So I've got Katharine Hepburn, Rowan Atkinson, who, if you don't know, that's the English actor who played Mr. Bean.
Yes.
Ben Stiller, and Toni Collette.
All great choices. I'm loving it.
I think I'm this mix of old school glam and poise with a strong female-centric presentation. But I also have this very goofy, clownish, almost absurdist sense of humor that very much sometimes feels like a teenage boy. Those are my actors. What about you?
Okay, for me, I would say actors, Kate Winslet, Glenn Close.
Yes.
Jim Carrey, for sure.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, definitely.
Honey, hello. Mads Mikkelsen and Michelle Yeoh.
These are great actors.
I love it.
Tell me about why you chose.
Kate and Glenn both have this versatility, super multidimensional, I would say. Then I have Jim Carrey because I love the extreme.
Yeah.
You know, the freedom of taking everything to to the last consequence of
Uh-huh.
expression that you can have,
Yeah.
and how that integrates the body and the jest. Jack Nicholson, oh my God, his choices for horror and twists. I saw The Shining when I was 7.
Oh my God. 7?
Yeah. That's why I'm like a dark soul. He's so good.
It's interesting that you're talking about Jim Carrey and the extreme gestures, because Mads to me represents the exact opposite, like so stoic.
I really recommend his Danish movies when he started, like Adam's Apple or The Butcher Brothers. Those are like incredibly well made, and they're super humoristic, but it's like dark humor.
Mm-hmm.
But so funny in a twisted, weird way.
Yeah.
You know? And Michelle Yeoh, I think she's, wow, the power that she has over her body. How she includes martial arts, all of that mastery of so many things.
Yeah.
And also the level of expression that she has. Like, she's completely open and accessible.
I admire all these actors. You know, there's something just crystallized about the way each has perfected their unique skill set.
Yeah. And they are where they are because of their work. Let's go to the films. What do you think?
So these films came to mind as being significant, I guess. Some of them in my growing up years. So very first one, Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this film. It was required watching for us as children. And so that kind of British humor where it's just dry delivery, but also wackiness and zaniness and the details. Like in that film, in most scenes, at least in the first half, as the quest goes on, you see it less. But in the first half, when they're collecting the various knights and roaming about the squalor towns, like there is someone in the scene, and Pete is going to have a heart attack. Someone in the scene beating a black cat, beating it against a tent wall or in the river or something. I get so much pleasure out of that. It's absurd and so consistent.
Yeah, it's so wacky. It's almost like a stamp for them, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a code.
Yeah, that really informed my sense of humor. Also, I'm not a huge musical fan, but 2 films that are musicals really impacted me. One is Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge. And I love his juxtaposition of a more classical story with pop music, the melding of time periods and cultural references. My brain really lights up when we make fresh connections between things that are seemingly very disparate, and we find how they can work together. The other musical is Once. It was a film before it was on Broadway.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it's Irish too. You would love it.
Oh my God, I have to see it.
It's, I don't know if forbidden or more like tragic love story between 2 musicians who cannot ultimately be together, hence the tragedy. You know what? That's a similar theme with Moulin Rouge too. Not musicians, but the tragic love. And it's all told through songs that they write either together or separately. And it's so, so beautiful. It never fails to make me cry.
By listening to you right now, I'm like entering a little bit more to the little door of Erin's world.
Yeah, I'm realizing things too about myself. Like, oh, okay, so I'm fascinated by tragic love stories and animal cruelty. No, I take that back. I don't. I love the animals. No actual cats were harmed in the making of this episode. I also wrote down What's Eating Gilbert Grape because I was just talking with somebody about this slice of life, like going deeper into the character's world as opposed to wider. And I grew up in a very small town where there wasn't much going on. So some of my own stories that I write tend to be wrapped up in that kind of exploration. How deep can we go into a character's psyche as opposed to how wide can we go out in the world?
Yeah.
So I wrote Up, the Pixar film.
Oh, yeah. That one was like super lovely.
So sweet.
Also another tragic love story.
Also oh my God, yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
All about Eve, the classical film, because Bette Davis is on fire in this film. And
Yes.
it's also a thriller and just incredibly well made and acted. It feels timeless. It doesn't feel stuck in the time period that it was made. So there you have it. All right. What about you? Your films?
I wrote Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless
Oh,
Mind.
yes.
The complexities of being human and how powerful is the memory and oblivion.
This made me think about something my therapist has said, which is when we lose someone from our life, whether through death or any other kind of loss, separation, we might hold on to the grief because the pain is our only reminder that we actually loved them, that they actually existed in our life.
Kitty, my guts are spilling.
That's
so true.
What you're saying about Eternal Sunshine, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like that movie encapsulates that.
Yeah, that cycle. Oh my God. Well, Shawn, you're turning this into a therapy session. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn.
Pulp Fiction, of course.
Yes.
Cinema Paradiso, if I'm romantic. I really love the old movies as well. Amores Perros, an ode to my hometown, Mexico. It's one of the best movies I've seen in Mexican cinema.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
And the most recent one, The Whale, with Brendan Fraser. Really beautiful. I mean, it's a theater play, right? But what he did in the movie and how it resonates with the reality of a lot of people that are not being put in the lens of storytelling. When a movie and a piece of art can touch lives in that way, that people want to get better with their health or the way they live their lives, that for me is like one of the objectives of art.
Stories with a social impact.
Yeah, with a social impact or really reflecting the life of a person that we don't see that often.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, people should be doing this or that. And I was like, this is what it means to be in my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can find the humanity in it, then you can still feel and you're not a robot.
That could be coming soon.
What about TV shows?
I'll pare this down to my top. Fleabag. I think for me, it's just got everything. It's got the deep heart, the deep pain, unrequited love or tragic love, apparently, dark humor, and some absurdist techniques. She so expertly breaks the fourth wall. And Fleabag, for me, would be my number one, hands down.
For me, I think La Mia Amica Geniale.
Oh,
My Brilliant Friend, an Italian series based on the writings of Elena Ferrante. It's on HBO that now calls itself Max. And it's a beautiful series about coming of age and life and friendship and pain and a voyage through one's emotional and psychological journey in images and interactions. So it's just go see it. My Brilliant Friend.
Okay.
And the Italian title is La Mia Amica Geniale, with my bad Italian accent. And if you can, watch it in Italian with subtitles.
I'd rather read subtitles because emotion just doesn't match when it's dubbed.
Exactly. It's just like a representation of what the original version intended to do. And don't kill us, dubbers.
No.
We respect the craft. We'd love to do dubbing. And one of my biggest dreams is to do dubbing for animation.
Oh,
That would be amazing.
definitely one of my goals is to voice a Pixar character.
Remy. And last but not least, let's go through stage plays.
Stage plays. So again, I'll just pick one. This play just made an impact on me when I was a young girl, when I read it, and it's Paula Vogel's How I Learned to Drive. I think it's very well written and explores a very dark, taboo subjects child molestation and incest through a very beautiful metaphor.
The classics, I would pick Yerma from Federico Garcia Lorca, about a woman that can't bear children and how roughly she's judged in society. And then I'm going to honor one of my teachers, Adam Guevara. He wrote a play called Me Acordaré de Agosto. I will remember August. It's a theater play of magic realism where the train stops in a ghost station. It's broken. The people that get off, you don't know if they're alive, if they're dead, and they start talking to one another and reliving experiences of their childhood. I wish that more plays like this were explored in different parts of the world. Please check out the alternative canon.
It would be really educational to have greater knowledge of plays and films and things from other cultures and countries. I know I want to learn more and be exposed to more than just the American or British canon. That's what I loved about the Latin program at the Short and Sweet Hollywood Festival last fall. Seeing some other burgeoning playwrights and theater companies, I was in tears over some of these shows.
Yeah, same.
I mean, visceral performances and universal, some of them told without words.
Yes, with just masks.
Just masks and physical action. It just gut punches you.
There is amazing theater in Latin America. If you plan to go to Mexico City, plan a trip to the theater. Even if you don't understand the show, like, doesn't really matter if you understand the language or not. Just let yourself be transported into something different.
Especially with theater, film, TV, you get so much out of emotion and body language. You can pick up on storyline, even if you don't get the nuances.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes it's good. I've been told anyway, like, watch TV or film with the sound off.
Yeah.
You know, muted. Even if it's in English, even if it's in your native tongue, watch it with the sound off. And I bet you still get the story. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Shawn, for your question and for inviting such a great topic. This was a great exploration.
Keep on sending us your ideas.
Oh, and special shout outs to other people that have been sending in feedback and support. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Nitu. Shout out to my mom.
Yes.
And so many others, but particularly those who take the time to reach out with their thoughts. We really appreciate it.
We want to grow with you in this process.
Yeah. All right, loves. Until next time.
Bye.
Hey, I'm sure you loved this episode. Before you go, here are 3 ways you can help us keep things crazy.
You could just leave us a rating or share this episode so more people can access this content. Easy peasy, right?
Feeling ultra crazy?
Donate to the show by clicking the link provided in the podcast description or on our Instagram's bio.
I'm sure you will.
Stay crazy out there, y'all.
Stay crazy!